There you go, Barry. We'll start with question number one. Does anyone know the standards of the UMCC for the roof cleaning certification? Yes, that's an absolute question we have. And Jess, how you doing, babe? You want to come over here now and get in the video? Come here. Don't be shy. Come on, you can get over here and get in the video. I don't have any issues with this. Say hi. You gonna say hi? Say hi. Hey, what's going on? Okay. Anyways, that was Evelyn. Yeah, we actually have standards for the UMCC roof cleaning certification. Is there any question on the test relating to cleaning products? Not specifically geared manufacturer products, but yes, certain cleaning products, I'm sure that's part of the process. Bill can correct me if I'm wrong. Is it possible for someone that's never cleaned your roof to hire to become certified? No, because we have a process of 1 year before anyone can hold a certification, and that's a standard. And we're thinking about moving that to 2 years. Are there any marketing materials provided for the newly certified roof cleaner by the UMCC? Absolutely, we're creating those as we speak. Some of them have been created in the past. We've actually had some rough drafts. We didn't like what we've gotten so far. We're working on some better material. We had a little bit of trouble with graphic design people. I think we've got that ironed out now between a few of them, and I think we'll be pumping those out here shortly. Is there any document that shows how and why the standards as they exist were developed? You know, I would say that one of them may have that, or two of them that are in there, but the other ones have to be created. Again, Bill can either deny that or confirm that as it is. I'm not completely aware of every process that's gone on thus far, as it's an ongoing process, and we're trying to make it better. Is there a phone number for customers of certification holders to ask a question? No, there's not. Is there a web portal for customers of certification holders to submit questions? We're hoping that in the future we're going to have a directory listing tied directly to their certification badge. If you want to go on PWI or UMCC, you can see, or somebody that has it on our website, that's going directly to their directory location, where a customer there could submit potential questions or even give feedback or referrals. We're even thinking about in a process of, which we're not going to start till June or July, we're going to start talking about the recertification process. And we're talking about implementing something like customer feedback being a mandatory process of that. Yeah. Regarding the nonprofit status, will the UMCC track and document certification earnings of approved training sources that are also members of the UMCC? Right now, the training sources are not members of the UMCC. They don't have to be. Some are, I guess, some aren't. But we're certainly not going to close ourselves in the third-party education in saying that we're only going to allow members of the UMCC. We're not engaging in the training. We're actually basically just giving a I don't even want to say a recommendation, because it's really not a recommendation at this point. We're just out there giving the sources for this education, and it's a private engagement between contractor and educational facility or education person. When we get into our mentoring program, we're potentially going to probably have some documentation on that as far as the feedback. Now, I know this is somewhat of what we're doing is it's part of the certification process. If you've gone to a training, a third-party training, upon completing your certification, you have to fill out a survey on that training. And we haven't made any of that public yet, but we're going to go, our hopes and intentions are not to maybe make it public, but make it private to the members of the association only. Now, none of that's been decided on how we're exactly going to do that. The people that are putting that process together we're still doing that. Assuming anyone can be certified regardless of the product pressure or non-pressure. Well, anyone can't be certified. They have to meet qualifications and criteria. Those are the standards that are already set. Again, there are standards For somebody to get on the internet and say that was misspoke, I'll say this, repeat this again. Standards are, even though they're fundamental principles of standards, they're still there, and they're standards. We've had people that have failed. We've had people that have not qualified, and they've not met those requirements, which those requirements in themselves are standards. So I don't even know. I'll go over this area here. Is the UMCC going to honor manufacturer recommendations to cleaning their products, for cleaning their products? Good question. We'll probably have to discuss that. What is the position of the UMCC homeowner calls because two certified cleaners are bidding for two different procedures and claiming his fellow certified roof cleaner is using a dangerous method? We can't get in the middle of a consumer situation as the organization. That's going to be something that is going to be dealt with as far as the level. If there's a complaint after a procedure is done and there's damages, I'm sure we're going to have some type of a feedback thing that we can address. But we are never going to stick our noses between a civil situation between a member and a complaint. It's just not going to happen. Will we later on in the process be monitoring certified contractors and complaints? I'm sure that procedure will be put in place somehow. What's going to happen? How we're going to handle it? None of that's been speculation on that right now. Is that's what it is, speculation. I don't know how those things are going to be dealt with, but they're going to have to be probably dealt with if we've got a contractor out there that continually keeps getting consumer complaints. Hopefully our end goal here is that everybody's going to get a complaint. Everybody in business they're going to get complaints. Hopefully, if a complaint keeps happening, a contractor would learn from the mistakes that are being made and obviously stop making those mistakes, and obviously we'd be bettering the processes and raising the bar up if indeed they were doing that. But like I said, all that's we can't talk about how we're going to deal with that. We haven't even addressed that yet. We know it's something that needs to be addressed in the future, and it's going to be addressed, and we'll have to take care of it. That's the best answer I can give you. Is there a policy against negative information being provided to homeowners about fellow certified roof cleaners that use a different method? No, we're not there to use propaganda about whether you can use a pressure washer or whether you should soft wash. I think that I think in some of the manufacturer stands, some will say you can't use a pressure washer. Some will say you need to use a certain type of application, how to get things taken care of. I don't think necessarily that the org can sit there and stand behind one policy or another. But of course, these are going to be up to the members that are involved in this and that are creating these types of things for each craft. And we're going to have to see where that turns. If a roof gutter is damaged by a surface cleaner, would the UMCC be liable to the homeowner? No, just in the sense that if you get a driver's license from the DMV and you go out to the bar and you have about 20 cocktails and you go out there and wipe a family out, no one sues the DMV over it. If the methods and procedures obviously are a practice that are wrong, and we obviously know that you can't use a surface cleaner on a gutter. If one of the arms were to hit it, obviously it's gonna damage the gutter. In that sense, obviously the org could be liable if they were saying that it's okay to use 3,500 pounds per square inch on vinyl siding 3 inches away. Then I could see how the org would be in a liable situation because we're telling people to use equipment improperly. I don't think that that's going to happen. We're obviously doing as much as we can to prevent that situation from happening. And that's why there's many people, 30 some people that are involved in this that are looking over these questions and covering them. And I know that some of the committee members have found things that were wrong and questions that were taken out because they were driven specific, or like Tony had mentioned, they were opinions rather than factual. Um, is it If it is discovered that a prospective member getting a UMCC certification intends on using a product that has long-term toxicity issues, will he still be able to become certified? Well, obviously, if somebody's using acetone to clean a roof, I don't think that's going to be something that would potentially be somewhat of an acceptable method. But you have to remember that, you're asking situations of what the UMCC can do as far as once we have some standards and practices in place, and once we've given these tests and we've certified a member. Now, if they go out and practice and use acetone to clean a building, um, you know, we're not going to be able to stop people from doing things. I mean, if they want to use gasoline to remove gum up, I mean, we're not going to be able to stop them from doing that. Is it wrong? Is it right? It is absolutely wrong. But we're going to do our best job to educate contractors as a whole as what the safe methods are. And we're going to absolutely tell the consumers, what these methods are. There is absolutely no doubt we will do that. Um, Most organizations, regarding support, most organizations and companies have a knowledge of base available to members to self-support. May also group support forums, given such the reluctance to answer questions in a group setting at this stage. What plans exist to resolve lack of details? Uh, we're having group meetings now. We have a town hall. Will we be inviting or collaborating with other organizations? Absolutely, we will. Our goal is to work with other community management associations, building manager associations. We're out there. We want to definitely work with these associations and, obviously introduce our membership to them. Same question as above, except for the homeowners and commercial customers of a certified member. I guess I'm not even following you. Who is responsible for and the point of contact for complaints? Um, you know, I think we're going to have our complaint form on there. I think that necessarily there might not be a complaint form, but obviously on the feedback of the contractor, obviously we would probably have the consumer engaged there if there was a problem. And then we're hoping that, contractors being good business people would take care of these problems. I mean, that's what you do when you're a, just like Angie's List or eBay. If you get bad customer feedback, you need to be taking care of it and finding out why you're getting bad customer feedback to prevent it from happening again. I answered these questions. Some of them seemed a little rhetorical as far as, as we went down the line here. But, I mean, I appreciate you asking these questions. Can't answer them all, obviously, to the way that maybe we would like to answer them. We're not going to hide from that. We don't have everything here perfect. These type of questions here, I welcome. These are great questions, and these are going to get a lot of people thinking on the certification committees and all the other people that are helping us out. Appreciate your time for making these questions, Barry, and hope we answered them to you. Obviously not all of the satisfaction, but like I said, it's a work in progress. Ron Musgraves, Pressure Washing Window Cleaning Institute out.